Putin News today. Indonesia and Russia sign an extradition agreement. The extradition of criminals from either Indonesia or Russia is now possible thanks to a recently signed extradition cooperation agreement between the two countries. On Friday, Yasona H. Lawli, Indonesia's Minister of Law and Human Rights, and Konstantin Anatolievich Chuichenko, Russia's Minister of Justice, flew directly to Bali to sign an extradition cooperation agreement. Minister Lawli, speaking after the signing ceremony, emphasized the significance of the pact for both Indonesia and Russia, noting that it will facilitate cooperation in the fight against crime, particularly transnational crime. Cybercrime, money laundering, narcotics, corruption, and so on are just a few examples of the many transnational crimes, Minister Lawli said. The two countries are now better able to combat transnational crime thanks to the extradition treaty, he said. The extradition treaty follows the two countries' 2019 agreement to cooperate in providing mutual legal assistance. He said, in 2019, we signed an agreement in Moscow to provide mutual legal assistance to each other in criminal matters. At that time, we planned to sign this collaboration when President Putin visited Indonesia, but that didn't happen due to COVID-19. We waited for it and now is the time, he added. Minister Lawli clarified that the agreement would not take effect until Indonesia formally ratified it into law, despite the fact that it had just been signed. The central government will handle it immediately, giving Indonesia the legal grounds it needs to submit an extradition request to Russia or even accept one. Meanwhile, Chuichenko expressed his optimism that the extradition treaty would help the two countries improve their law enforcement cooperation. He also stated that the Russian government is dedicated to further developing its partnership with Indonesia, so that future cooperation between the two countries is more methodical and fruitful. A Memorandum of Understanding, MO, for cooperation in the field of cybersecurity and legal assistance for civil cases is planned to be signed between Russia and Indonesia immediately following the signing of the extradition agreement. This is the first time Indonesia has signed an extradition treaty with a European country. There have been proposals to form extradition cooperation since 2016, but negotiations didn't begin until 2018. Representatives from Indonesia's Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Coordinating Ministry for Political, Legal, and Security Affairs, and the Ministry of Law and Human Rights all participated in the talks. The National Narcotics Agency, the National Counterterrorism Agency, the Corruption Eradication Commission, the police, and the Attorney General all spoke for Indonesia during these talks. The Ministry of Justice and Human Rights in Russia is currently reviewing one of 4 extradition requests made by Indonesia since 2017. The news is very good news for Putin.